remember, but I know it was on PolitiFacts. They did a study on it, and only like 20% of the black community actually support Black Lives Matter. The rest of them, it's kind of like a 50-50 split. Some of them are actually black conservatives and the other ones are black independents, and they really lean both ways. But even the black independents don't support Black Lives Matter, because they know and realize that the Black Lives Matter is not a fucking black supported movement. That is a movement started by somebody else and just named it something, and a lot of idiots joined on to it. Like they're starting to realize that George Soros is the one that started Black Lives Matter. He just used two black Marxists to form the Black Lives Matter movement.
But then again, honest truth though, man. Honest truth. Honest to God truth, dude. I still think it's their fault no matter what.
What do you mean?
It's black people. It's black people's fault, man. It's their fault for the Black Lives movement. I think it's their fault because
I have to disagree with you on this.
The reason why? No, well, I'm just let me tell you.
Yeah. You say your point, and I'll say mine.
Yeah. The reason why I think it's their fault, dude, is because first of all, like, they go out and
you went silent.
Some of them that started supporting it and getting out there saying Black Lives Matter, you know, now they see that they were fucking down, like, you know, putting white people down, putting other skin races down, talking about, oh, that, you know, they're this, they're that, and then they want you to, like, what the fuck is it, man? They want you to
give up all your shit.
They want them to stop. They want the white people that are doing it now, that are out there supporting Black Lives Movement. I'm like, dude, why are y'all getting mad at them and talking about calling them Karens now, when y'all were telling them, hey man, y'all need to start supporting us. Y'all racist. Well, shit, dude.
That's actually perfect, because that plays into my point.
Yeah, I mean,
that's perfect. What you just said plays into my point.
Yeah. It's fucked up, dude. And I think because of them doing that, it let someone in the government, someone in like some good power, you know what, say, you know what, hey dude, we could take this and flip it and manipulate it and use it at our advantage. You know what I mean? And try to make all the black people look bad. But then when they show it, it's the majority is nothing but white people out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, alright. Okay, so with that said, hold on. With that said, because your point actually pretty close, similar to my point. So maybe I misunderstood what you said in the beginning, because we were talking about Black Lives Matter, and the way you started it, it sounded like you were saying it's the black people's fault. Yeah. So maybe I misunderstood that. Is that what you're saying?
That the whole Black Lives Matter is their fault?
Yeah. Are you saying the black black people are the ones that are saying that Black Lives Matter is what you're saying?
Yeah,
like it's the black people's fault.
I say it's their fault, but did they create it? I don't think so. I don't think they created it.
Okay.
I think that it's like they started putting a word out there, and someone took it and flipped it at their advantage.
All right.
You know what I mean? To try to make either black people look bad, or to try to make how like the Antifa and and to pin people against each other. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. I got you.
Let me. Yeah.
All right. So here's my point. Now, I agree with like 80% of what you said. The only thing I disagree with is your beginning point, when you said it's the black people's fault for Black Lives Matter. I have to disagree with that point, and that point alone. The rest of what you said, I agree with. Yeah. Now, when, like we said this in the beginning, only roughly 20% of black community actually support the black community. If you think about it, 20% of the black community is actually really low. If you think about it, that means 80% of the black community actually disagrees with Black Lives Matter. I'm not gonna say that it's the black people's fault because of Black Lives Matter, because they were the ones being shown, but it was only 20% of them. Now, if you look, 85% of the Black Lives Matter protests, riots, looters, all that bullshit was white. They were like the Antifa fucking antagonists. They weren't the black community. They were Antifa. Like, if you look at every fucking time that they showed any footage of bullshit going on that involved Black Lives Matter, 85% of them were white. And they were the dumbass social justice warriors and the fucking liberals. And the liberals, they're the ones that are the apologetics for being white. Now, Black Lives Matter, whether you want to say, like, people say that the founders of Black Lives Matter were the two black ladies. Yes, those were the quote-unquote founders, but they were not the starters. George Soros started Black Lives Matter. He contracted two Marxist black people, the two lesbians. I don't know if they're lesbians, but they seem like it. Like, both times they were interviewed, they did say, we are trained Marxists. Our only point to this is to destroy the leadership that is in control and recreate it into what we want it to be. Like, they want to destroy the system as is and implement their own. These are trained Marxists, and this is their point. These are who the two females that are like the founders of Black Lives Matter. They were contracted by George Soros. George Soros funds like $360 billion to the Black Lives Matter organizations through funding through other charities. He's not just straight up saying, here's your money. He's donating to fundraisers that fund Black Lives Matter. So that way he's out, like, you can't really pinpoint it. If you follow the money, you'll find him. George Soros donates to, like, I think 25 different foundations that fund Black Lives Matter. So, like, he's circulating the money through these organizations funding Black Lives Matter. He is the original person that started Black Lives Matter. He contracted the two Marxist black women that founded Black Lives Matter. And the funny thing is, he's also paying Antifa, funding Antifa, to be the ones in the middle of the Black Lives Matter protests, like antagonists fucking with other people. And on top of that, George Soros is also putting money into these liberal news organizations, the mainstream media, basically making sure that only the positive side of Black Lives Matter is being posted, and anything negative being shown is shown in a positive way. Like, George Soros, he's like number 2 and the most richest person in the world, right?
Yeah.
He's only number 2, and I believe, what's the other guy's name? Is another white guy. He's the one fucking pushing for the vaccine. What the fuck's his name? Help me out here. Bill Gates. Bill Gates.
Yeah, I heard some stuff about Bill Gates too.
Yeah. Bill Gates and George Soros are working hand in hand in controlling the world for the New World Order. Bill Gates is number 1, George Soros is number 2. Kat is not on.
No?
No.
She must have just fucking got off.
She just got off. So you see, that's my point. See, a lot of people are being manipulated into thinking that the black people are doing this, but only 20% of the black community is actually doing it. And the only ones that are doing it are the stupid ones who are brainwashed into believing that there's systemic racism involved in this country. Now, the point to prove otherwise is the fact if systemic racism was a real thing, explain to me why there are so many black senators, black congressmen, black actors, black people in fucking high-ranking official positions. How the fuck is there so many black people in high-paying positions in the government, in the media, fucking actors? Like, there's so many, like, black people that are actually very highly looked upon. How the fuck can you really tell me that there's systemic racism when you have all this evidence pointing otherwise? And then for another incident, let's just say police brutality against blacks. That's bullshit too. Out of the 6,000 encounters, that's 6,000 plus encounters with black people, only 200,000 of them are negative. And the ones that are negative were the ones that were resisting arrest, didn't want to go back to jail, didn't want to start shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And those are the ones that are politicized. That's why I disagree with your original point that it's black people's fault. It's not the black people's fault. There's only 20% of them, and those are being coaxed by being brainwashed and fucked with and to believing all this bullshit. And they were brainwashed at a younger age.
Now, black people.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
I grew up in the ghetto. I grew up with black people.
Yeah, I grew up with black people too. That's what I'm saying.
Right, we grew up in the same neighborhood.
Yeah, we both.
My bad. I'm in my political fucking fight zone right now, so like I'm speaking.
No, you're cool. We're talking. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
We're good. Okay, like, all right, now black people, they 100%. All right, if they consider themselves all together, but you can't do that. You can't say them all together.
If you were to associate all black people for one thought, yeah,
you can't. You really can't. You know, so like they're all not bad, dude. Like the same thing like Hispanics or Mexicans. They're not all bad. There's
many more great people that are fucking hidden behind the scenes.
Yeah. But don't get me wrong, man. Some a lot of them are bad too.
I mean, that goes for white too. I mean, like 85% of the fucking country is white, and there's so many fucking fucked up white people that make us all look bad.
But honest truth, if you were to step out your door right now and walk down into Houston, and with the All Lives Matter shirt, instead of a BLM, I shit you not, dude, they will call you racist.
Oh yeah, for sure. All Lives Matter has already been fucking calculated as a fucking racist fucking bullshit.
Same day for me.
It's almost done. I got a timer on the thing.
Now,
when my alarm goes
off.
man.
I think that's what's wrong with society nowadays, man. I mean, like, dude, I'm afraid to fucking send my little girl to school now, dude, or do fucking anything with them. You know?
Right.
It's crazy. It's crazy out there right now, dude.
Yeah.
And to blame all black people, you can't. I really can't. You know, when I look at it, I'm like, you know what? I am wrong, because you can't blame all black people for the BLM movement, because it's not all.
Right. So you see why I disagreed with you on that point.
And that's why I'm like, oh shit, you know what? You're right. I did say it wrong.
Right.
Now.
The wording matters. I swear to God, when it comes down to it, wording matters.
It does.
Like I agreed with the rest of everything you said. That's the only point in what you on your perspective that I disagreed with, and that's why.
Yeah.
Like you're right. You're right most of the time, but there's just certain things that have to be corrected to understand what's going on.
And you're right too. You said it's the way we're getting raised. You know what I mean? The way we're being raised, especially black people in society nowadays being raised. You know, and what they see.
Like the biggest problem in the black community is absentee fathers. That's what it is. And like if you look into the study that shows it, look what the black community is being told.
I like that one chick that brought that out.
Candace Owens.
I can't remember her. Is that her name?
Yes, that's her name because I follow her too.
Yeah.
I fact check the
badass,
fuck
dude.
out of her too. Like I take everything she says and I go back and I fact check her just because. I fact check everybody. I am not a Republican. I am not a Democrat. I am not a liberal. I am not a fucking conservative. I am a
state the facts,
constitutionalist. Yeah, I'm a constitutionalist. I want to know what's going on real time, no bullshit. I don't give a fuck what side of the political party you're on. I will not agree nor disagree with anybody. I want to see the facts, and I want to see the percentages, and I want to see everything that has to do with per topic. Now, Candace Owens made a point, like the biggest fucking problem with the black community is absentee fathers, and that's not the black community's fault. That is the government's fault. Because see, the government panders to the black community. Yeah, the government panders to the black community, like the left does, to like make sure they have their vote. So what they do is they'll sit there and tell you, look, if the daddy leaves, don't worry about it. We'll take care of you. You know, we'll give you all this money, all these plus and everything else that makes sure you live a happy life, as long as the father's not in the fucking home. Now, if the father's in the home, then you don't get shit.
Hey, let me ask you one thing. Do you have you ever checked out this dude Y8?
Y8?
I'm sorry. I'm changing the subject. Yeah, Y8.
No, maybe.